Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and crosswatchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon in Gemini to new moon in Capricorn, December 2022. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive. President of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998. 24 and a half years of service at the time of this recording. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There is a link in the description box if you would like to preview it for free on Kindle. I am also a creator on Patreon. Patreon.com/drawingthecircle. Might as well go through the checklist. Aqua lungs, my aquariums. Yeah, creative power over there on Patreon. Been doing it a year. We now have 8 different levels of subscription there if you would like to check it out. All of my subscribers, regardless of level of subscription, get to see me every morning with an unlisted YouTube live stream link. If I could talk, chatting about the day's astrological weather, the magical implications, the magical applications, ending with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little meditation to send us on our way. It is my favorite way to start the day, and even though it rhymes, I do really mean it. I truly, truly do. I love it. Best career move I ever made. They also get all of the extended readings, part 1s on YouTube. They get all of the extended readings regardless of level of subscription. So if you want to check that out, do that for a month. But there's a lot of them on there. I've been doing them for years. So we're also going to be doing some Zoom stuff, right? Recording for the holidays. We're probably going to do a tipsy tarot party, a little bit of a hangout, pull some cards for the new year, etc. So if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, of course there's a link in the description box. So you can come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. And if you want to really know what that means, go click the link. But for now, you can just call me Mal. Hey, babes. My aquariums. You know, I have to say that so many times in one day, that intro, that I just try and keep it fun and creative for myself so I don't go bonkers in the process. I will not script it. It will come out my mouth as it needs to. So let's get down to business. If you are new to the channel, an 8-card draw is just 1 card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, hints about a specific astrological timeline, a waning moon timeline, a 2-week period, to help you release, let go of, do the shadow work. Tons of videos in the description box there, a whole section based on shadow work and mirror work. And I added the work of Byron Katie, Byronkatie down there, a good introduction to the work by Byron Katie. A lot of cool stuff that I've picked up along the way, and I'm glad to share, but I use it myself, so, you know, take that for what it is worth. So let's look at this particular 2-week period to help you release the 3 atoms from lead to gold, waning, releasing, transforming, what have you, to go from toxic to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, which is what shadow work is all about, particularly with a full moon in Gemini on Wednesday, December 7th. I may be in jury duty that day. God's help me. That's why I'm doing these ahead of time. 11:08 p.m. At least it's in the evening, so I can get home and take a shower, do my magic, and catch a nap, and maybe have to go back the next day. Who knows? And then, you know, when the moon rides at her peak, then ye heart's desire seek. So come on, a full moon. Gemini ruled by Mercury on Wednesday, the day of Mercury. Mercredi mon ami, right? Very, very powerful day for 3rd house self-expression. Whatever your heart's desire is, verbalize it, express it in some way, shape, or form. Then be prepared to do the releasing, the surrender, the letting go, the alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. I love the language of spiritual alchemy. Lead having 3 more atoms than gold. You let those go. Energy can't be created or destroyed, only changed. And that's why we're going to be using the Whispers of Lord Ganesh to help remove those obstacles, remover of obstacles, as well as we're going to get a blessed be, a blessing at the end, which is the hidden blessing, the gold hidden within the lead, if you will. So let's talk about briefly the 21st of December, Yule, winter solstice, no longer in the dark half of the year. The sun is reborn, S-U-N-S-O-N, you do you, both are fine. And then it will grow to summer solstice, 6 months from now. So that's great, but that's on the 21st. On the 23rd is the new moon in Capricorn on a Friday, December 23rd, 5:17 a.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, I'm in New York. I'm not sorry, I'm in New York. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mention that. I'm in New York, Eastern time zone. But the thing is Chiron also goes direct. Chiron, the wounded healer, goes direct that day in the sign of Aries. And right in the smack dab of the middle of the holidays, we could see a lot of, hopefully, childish behavior being alchemized into childlike behavior, more innocence and all of that, but it could be a tricky sticky. But I will say, do that work, because, by the way, a new moon in Capricorn on a Friday, 10th house Capricorn, highest potential on Vendredi, Venus's day, the day of love. Love magic galore, to at least plant a seed on anything you want long term, or to bring love to something long term, work, career, vocation, whatever. So look, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and do check your other sides to get more clues, tips, and hints about what we're about to look at. Or maybe you got 4 different areas of your life that need alchemy. Who doesn't, right? But shift one a little bit. They all tend to come along. But it's good if you can get a more holographic POV on that, yeah? So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace from my pantheons of the divine, your pantheons of the divine, and cross watchers. If you take this in, you'll have probably a lot of understanding and empathy for the Aquarian you are cross watching for. But if you apply this energy to this information to your energy field, you'll holographically be helping them do shadow work as well. And Aquarians, the more you do this, the more you're clearing the whole Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. So it is a service, right? Hopefully with a smile, but it is a shadow read. I try and keep these light until I can't anymore. So let's do this, because I shift from explanation to divination in the still point. Breathe. Still point. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. What's that? Watching this video, receiving this reading, I felt that. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head of the Aquarian collective and the cross-watchers and/or the cross-watchers' reason, season, or lifetime, shifting the dynamics of their energy field, what they attract, what they repel in each chakra, which we will have a look at their energy fields in more detail in a little bit. But what's the soul power they are alchemizing from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, this full to new December 2022. Bang, bang, you are the warrior. And I do love a warrior archetype. Don't have it myself, personally. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Chronos, Kairos, or Cosmic. Go read Sacred Contracts by Caroline Myss. That's MYSS. She's a PhD. And How I Do Chakras is from her book, pretty much. Huge influence on my life as a spiritual teacher, healer, reader, blah, blah, blah. Which, Anatomy of the Spirit. So written on here is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. This is the lead, toxic, can kill you. This is the gold, heals you, right? Insulator, conductor, 3 atoms in between. Let's have a look at this. The warrior is a member of the action family archetype. So archetypes are gender neutral, but they're also neutral. As horrible as an archetype sounds is as gorgeous as it is in the light, and as gorgeous as it sounds in the light is as deadly as it is in the shadow. Pardon me, I'm cleaning out a head cold. That'll be fun for jury duty. Maybe they'll all stay away from me. The shadow attribute, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. Well, I can't think of a more ancient pattern on planet Earth than that, right? That's not the warrior I'm into. That sounds like an abuser, right? And this is action family archetype, that 9 different families. That's one of them. So it's not even the masculine family, it's the action family. The light attribute, strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego. Oh my goodness gracious, just buy me a drink. Yeah, no, I love warrior archetypes, but only if they're in process of shifting this, because I grew up with a people in my life and in my family win at all costs. Hey, I was born in 68. I'm 54. Yeah, I know, I don't look at things. Witchcraft. But, you know, that's what it was. Like the 80s in and of itself, whoever dies with the most toys wins, right? A very aggressive time growing up. So whether you're dealing with this yourself or you're dealing with somebody who has this reason, season, or a lifetime, this is your shadow work to do. What are they bringing up in you if you know who this is? But, you know, everybody can have it. When I say a reason, like it could come and go in a day, an archetypal pattern. But some people have it for a lifetime. I don't. Not at all. Bang, bang. Please take a nice deep breath. Grabbed at the wrong deck. Keep doing that. As we're going to get the next 4 chakras down. Still point. Indeed. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the East, beloved ones of fixed air, one card only in clarity. Heart, third eye, crown dynamic. The next 4 chakras down: spiritual power, mental power, will, choice, decision power, and emotional power. One card in clarity for the Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Certainly like a martial artist, right? Like that's the warrior archetype, but certainly, you know, there's lots of range in there. Shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. I did see Karate Kid. You know, what's going on that they need to be aware of. Internal dynamic, minimum throat chakra, to choose or decide whether to delay what cannot be prevented in this shadow work. This full to new December 2022. Interesting. You got the Sagittarius card. Let's talk about this. When it is a court card, this is Ciridwin, Ciridwin. I've heard it said a bunch of different ways over my very long pagan career. But it is mutable fire. This is the crone of flame, Sagittarius, mutable fire. The cauldron of transformation that needs the element of fire. Fire is the element of transformation. Try as you might, you can't unburn a cookie. So if you have any planets in Sagittarius, I would recommend looking at the Sagittarius read. I've got it right in front of me on the clipboard. A priestess uncovers confidence with secret prospering relaxation. That sounds like a field day, honestly. But this is not somebody in your outside world. It's something inside of you. So barring any planets in Sagittarius, we can say this is very third chakra, right? Fire, spit, swallow, or chew. Those flaming arrows of desire, of will, and intent. But also I have to look at 9th house dynamic. Sagittarius is 9th house. We are looking at spirituality and expansion, right? So think ruled by Jupiter, the gas giant Jupiter. I've dated a few. Some of them were Aquarians. Now that I think about it, bags of hot air, no offense, to each their own. But that hitting mutable fire, it's like a wildfire, you know, and they just kept calling wildfire, wildfire. So a lot of internal, maybe changing desires and choices. And for a warrior to deal with that can be very much about where do you want to be on this scale of shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. And I would think the key is keep an eye out for indifference to the suffering inflicted on others by your own actions. Hard to do. That's why it's called shadow work. Shadow is the stuff you don't want to look at or address within yourself. And if you are looking at it and addressing it, you don't want anybody else to know, right? We all have lead. Otherwise we wouldn't, symbolically speaking, otherwise we wouldn't be able to, you know, drive cars, have sex, drink coffee. You know, the ego is a necessary part for incarnation. Otherwise you one of them divine babies just floating around and no one can relate to you. Trust me, I was almost that. Let's look at the lower 3 chakras, shall we? The mythic tarot, the masculine energy, relationships in the physical world, but also your personal power in the solar plexus. As a warrior, I would think with that, right, that heroism, that toughness of will, stoicism, right? Honor, strength, skill, discipline, that's all solar plexus stuff. So we'll see what your personal power might be. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship to another person or thing, as well as money, sex, power, and creativity. Root chakra, yes, the physical body, the physical world, but also tribal relationships. How many warriors fight solo, right? A lot do, that's for sure. Samurai Jack. He's hot for a cartoon. So let's see what the gods have to say for you on this account. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Indeed. Very, very clear today as I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the East. Please, one card in clarity, lower 3 chakra dynamic, relationships in the world, masculine energy, yang dynamic, them from the inside out looking at a person, place, or thing. Could be them stepping outside of themselves, seeing themselves horizontally from the outside in. What do they need to be aware of, beloved pantheons of the divine? Our Aquarian collective and cross watchers, to help them do the alchemy of shadow to light, lead to gold, paint a piece of the warrior in the 8th with Kirwidwin, the crone of flame, Sagittarius, which would be the Knight of Wands in the tarot, but on the inner... Oh, in this full to new December 2022, High Priestess, when it is like this one I said kind of feels more throat chakra. When it's Major Arcana, it's all of the chakras in that zone. So lower 3 chakras are all the High Priestess, Persephone underground, standing in between a light and a dark pillar. That's why I decorated it. Come on, I had some cool fabric. I put it on the chairs. But the High Priestess is very, very deep alignment and situation in any situation, secret, silent, but intuitive. Your lower 3 chakra dynamics are your survival intuition, literally on the ground, right? To manage those 3, they are like the trunk of a tree, which also rhymes. So you may not be so much talking about or expressing that. However, that's you from the outside looking in. It's a general read. If this is you from the inside looking out, you may very well be dealing with a person or a situation, you know, one-on-one, maybe a situation, not an actual person, where there are hidden forces here. There is a deeper intuition. There is mystery, but it's also extremely intuitive. So regardless, use your creative fire, right? Use that mutable fire to tune into the warrior's instinct, the warrior's intuition, which, you know, warriors, they're not all berserkers. They all run into battle, right? Some of them are wicked stealth, right? Assassins, for example, snipers. It's really not my genre, but I know the language. Thanks to Lord Sir Terry Pratchett and Discworld and other places, please. So look, you know, warrior, we're looking at Heracles, we're looking at Pericles, we're looking at Testicles. We're looking at a very, very dynamic energy here that is kind of not being all that dynamic on the outside just yet. Good. Good. Don't burn down the village, Aquariums, because that could be rage in your throat chakra too. All those incendiary things that just speaking the truth could do. If we know anything about Sagittarians, it's like they can't hold back the truth. It flies out their mouth. Impulsive is Sag, right? So be careful about what you say, the choices that you make. In fact, mum's the word. By the way, this is Persephone Underground, Our Lady of the Underground. Not the Maiden of Spring or the Lady of Summer, but Queen, wife of the underworld. Very, very powerful card. So let's get you a mantra from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck to help those chakras come into alignment. Your fixed air, focused air, so focusing on a mantra can be extremely helpful in shadow work, I would say, particularly for air signs, though they'll work for anybody if you work it. Please take a nice deep breath. I have ocean sounds playing in the background in case you were wondering. I live in the mountainous region of Long Island. No such thing. Thank you. Still point. Good. I call upon the Ascended Masters of Action for that action family archetype of the warrior. One card in clarity, please, beloved Ascended Masters, for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. watching this video and receiving this reading, what is the perfect healing mantra to help them alchemize the warrior archetype, not just in themselves, but in this world? From shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, lead to gold, with Sagittarius, Carowidwin, mutable fire on the inner, and the High Priestess Persephone on the outer, this full to new December 2022. Expanding inner power. I am my most creative when I am at my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Yeah, there might be some anger in here, right? And it doesn't have to be anger at a person. It can be an anger at an institution. It could be an anger at the way things are. Because I know this mantra. I get this mantra quite a bit. Mars conjunct Leo rising that I am, but I'm a sweet, tender Pisces moon that can swim to the bottom of the Mariana Trench when needed. Oh, I ain't afraid of shadow work. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. That's why they won't come near my house. Expanding inner power. Please pardon the cough. I'm literally like cleaning out a head cold. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Thank you very much. Throat chakra, fire, creativity. When inner power expands, you're able to openly communicate your truths, aspirations, and ideas as a way of circulating the energy that pours in from the cosmos. Okay, right? So the image that I always get with that is those old-fashioned, it was only the 90s, those towel things in the bathrooms where it was a piece of fabric and, you pull on it. Like the more you pull down, the more came. Well, it's like that. As energy gets circulated by the sharing of your ideas, the universe is given permission to pour more inspiration, passion, and joy into your energy field. As your inner power expands, creativity becomes the life force of source energy surging through you to inspire the embodiment of your higher self, which is how you win the game here on planet Earth. That's the gig. That the higher self integrates the soul integrates the personality, and the personality integrates the ego, just like nesting dolls, just like Russian dolls. Thank you, Natasha Leone. This mantra is ideal for resolving creative blocks, healing traumas, and releasing blocks of stagnation. Passion blocked becomes anger. And that is sort of the vibe that I'm getting there. I mean, for a warrior archetype, there's so much injustice in the world. There's so much trauma that's being passed down generation to generation. To actually turn destructive into creative is alchemy in and of itself. Now, look, destruction has its place in our world. Try and digest food without stomach acid, right? So, it's a neutral thing. It's just... there is no rebirth without death, right? And there is no death without rebirth. It's a constant, eternal cycle. So expanding that inner power, you may not be ready to do this right now, but you don't have to do that so verbally. You can do that writing it. You could do interpretive dance, you could do it working out, but taking this fire, your desires, this stuff, this Sagittarius expansion in you, and channeling it in some way. But I understand not wanting to hand your bubble to bubble poppers. Do not tell your dreams, your plans, your inspirations, your aspirations to naysayers who are seeing through a glass darkly. Shall we? A little opinionated when it comes to creativity. It's like, how dare you? How dare you criticize my life work? Thumbs up, thumbs down, bite me. All right. Let's get you a Whisper of Love Oracle. Angela Hartfield, we're also using her Whispers of Lord Ganesh. As I mentioned, this can turn the party. However, I call it the party turner deck. The voices of the higher selves of all involved. It has the romance card and the true love card and the spiritual connection card, which everybody wants, but nobody knows how to deal with. Please take a nice deep breath. Otherwise, we would have more of those relationships on the planet. No? Please take a nice deep breath. I'm going to serve the tea, darlings. Still point. And here we go. I call upon the higher selves of all involved fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. What is the whisper of love, beloved ones, for the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, the piece of information, inspiration, insight they need from their higher selves and the higher self collective to help them alchemize the warrior from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, lead to gold, fear to love, illusion to truth, with Sagittarian on the inner, very truth-based, right, can be, that Jupiterian larger point of view, with the High Priestess on the outer, expanding their inner power, because they're at their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice. What do you say, higher selves of all involved, for them this full to new December 2022? Practice compassion. Practice compassion. See things from a different perspective. If this is a warrior whose nervous system is inflamed with anger, rage, stress, what have you, then you're coming from lead. We all get there. We all get there. But with this on the outer, says either work with somebody who really has that spiritual connection with you, or do that yourself. Go into the silence, go into the stillness, tune in. Your lower three chakras will tell you whether it's time to spit, swallow, or chew, what's going on inside of you. But again, you can do that privately, you can do that silently, you can do that without anybody else knowing that. Pull back to your satellite, fixed air, right? The stratosphere, fixed air signs, right? Do it from your aviary. If you like your apiary or aviary, I don't know if there's a difference. There probably is. Someone will comment. To practice compassion, a compassionate warrior. Is there anything else I want more in my life? Maybe for a weekend, we'll see. Then a compassionate warrior. I mean, all right, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, Dan Millman met him in an expo in the 80s. He was great. But that sort of idea of taking these spiritual, right, spirituality, ninth house Sagittarius, and expanding that inner power by practicing compassion, not perfecting it, practicing it. And of course, His Holiness the Dalai Lama is a good place to start if you want to go more Eastern than Western, just to say. Just to say. By the way, them Buddhist monks can, like, they're amazing. The stuff that the physical laws they can defy as a result of their spiritual practice. I mean, that's not the point of it. It's sort of a perk, but it's nice to know. Okie dokie. What warrior doesn't want an animal companion on the way? Hence the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Everybody has spirit animals and totems. I keep finding new ways to say this to make it simple. All of the cats that I've had in this life, and I have had so many black cats since I was literally 13 years old, born witch. And so each and every one of them, I can name them by name and pretty much in order, but those are individual spirit animals. The totem of the cat is the sum total of the soul and spirit energy of all cats that have ever been in the domestic variety. There is the lion, the tiger, the cougar. What's a male cougar? Does anybody know what that is? Am I that? I don't really care. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm trying to keep these fun. Still point. Oh, this feels very peaceful. All right. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, please. Who walks with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them, giving them the support, the protection, the guidance, the grace, the love, the wisdom, the power, and the oracle message to help them alchemize the warrior from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, with the high... Oh, sorry, my cards are reversed. With that Sagittarius Kerwinwin, the transformer. There's more than meets the eye behind the eye. With the High Priestess, lower three chakras there, that deep intuition, but keep it secret, keep it safe, while they expand their inner power, because they're at their most powerful when their creativity is given a voice, and particularly this will give them what they need to practice compassion and see things like you vent it, but you do it in a healthy, creative way. The cloud's clear, you see clearly. So, what's their animal, spirit, totem thing? This full to new December 2022. Are you hungry like the wolf? Hungry like the wolf? Hungry like the wolf? Authenticity. Uh-oh. Wolves are pretty authentic. Isn't that right, Angua? Sorry, card number 17. You know, they've got a werewolf in the watch. Card number 17. Sorry, did not go further enough back. There's the goat. There's the sea otter. And here is the wolf. I'm just going to read the first part and the last part, though the magical application I think is a little long on this one. You might be interested. Please breathe the wolf breath. Come on, the wolf for a warrior? The warrior wolf? Come on, I'm having 80s movies flashbacks. Card number 17, the wolf, authenticity. Discover who you really are by revealing your authenticity. This is always the best way. We all resonate a frequency, so if you are pretending to be someone you are not, you will keep attracting people with whom you do not resonate. Wow. Well, I understand, though, the wisdom of the high priest is saying, let's just not, act on this. Let's feel our way through this with that warrior archetype. It is necessary to negotiate a position with others sometimes, and there should be no anxiety about differences in opinion. Yeah. During the holidays, with family, etc. Oh no, the magic. This is a little paragraph. Call upon wolf when you wish to be all you can be. I'm totally having 80s and 90s army commercial flashbacks. Call upon the wolf when you wish to be all that you can be in the fullness of your authenticity. While you do not have to be alone, being confident to live your life on your own terms is very much embodies the energy of wolves. Wolf energy is also highly protective, and you can call upon it in workings where you may feel fearful or wish for a protective ally. So again, is this you with the warrior archetype, or is this someone in your energy field, a reason, a season, or a lifetime? Authenticity is here, but during a waning moon, it makes sense to practice compassion with yourself. That's how I feel about it, and it's okay, and I don't have to share it right now, but eventually it has to be authentically put out there, hence expanding your inner power and giving you some wiggle room over these 2 weeks. So that, come the new moon on the 23rd, you can really cast and tend whatever with that Capricorn moon on a Friday, something really loving and long-term and durable that has not just higher potential, highest potential in it. So, the situation that you're in right now, just be careful. If you are being abused and neglected, right, that someone's doing what they're doing as part of a strategy that has no consequence for your feelings whatsoever, no care or consequence whatsoever, then I could see that being one scenario here, and that you authentically get, this is not what I want, this is not who I want to be. And finding a way to channel that creatively, meaning maybe create a path through, out, and into something new. But if you are the warrior archetype, and believe me, I know it feels like thousands of women with dominant warrior archetypes, but they do it for their kids, for social justice, for just to make their way in the world through the actions that they take, then this is a fierce Aquarian read. Either way, regardless, yours or somebody else's. So let's get to removing some obstacles with the whispers of Lord Ganesh here, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success and prosperity, also the remover of obstacles, and that's what this deck seems to be oriented in, and that's why I love working with it so much. Please take a nice deep breath. Second to last card down. Still point. As I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh, please, beloved God of success, prosperity, success in all sorts of different ways, prosperity in all sorts of different ways, spiritual, emotional, mental, of course, emotional and physical, but remover of obstacles. One card in clarity, please, for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Please leave the card in my hand that simplifies and amplifies your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power available to the Aquarian Collective and the Cross Watchers to help them alchemize. Warrior in the 8th, Cure Widwin, Sagittarius on the inner, High Priestess on the outer, expanding inner power, practicing compassion with authenticity. This full to new. That was fast. November 2022. This one keeps coming up. That's why it takes so long to shuffle it. Splendor, with or without the grass. Splendor in the grass. I'm not making an herb joke or reference. It's a book, it's a movie, it's an experience. Splendor. This one's all about beauty. I gotta say, wasn't expecting that, but then again, no one expects the Splendor Inquisition. Card number 46. This is about stop and smell the roses and the pretty flutterbys and the butterflies. Where are you? Am I reading that right? Yeah, it says 46, 43, 4. What do you know? It's in numeric order. That's a novel. Please take a nice deep breath and breathe in the Lord Ganesh Splendor. It smells like trunks. Splendor. Seek and honor the beauty and splendor that is within and around you. I like that. Ganesh is surrounded by beauty in this card. He is. And it is calling it to your attention. Awaken to what you are surrounding yourself with at this moment. See more deeply and be aware of the impact of your surroundings on what you create in your life, your creativity, giving it a voice. Ganesha urges you to let beauty penetrate into your heart. You will naturally respond to this beauty by fostering more care and love, not only in your life, but also in the lives of those around you. I can see this playing itself out in so many ways. With a warrior energy of them really opening up that heart by seeing not maybe so much the literal beauty, but the beauty of the people in their lives, of the love, of the all of that. It is the holiday season. If your critical voice has been overactive lately, or if you find that you have been dwelling on negative behaviors, take a moment to realign yourself. You've arrived in this world as a unique and magnificent individual. The core of your being is whole, W-H-O-L-E, beautiful and filled with love. The essence of the higher self wants nothing more or less than for you to be who you were created to be. Authenticity. This is like chunky puzzle pieces. Ganesha is standing in a meadow surrounded by flowers. The flowers symbolize perfection and beauty. The variety of colors streams healing, loving energy in your direction. The butterflies symbolize the change and evolution that your soul is undertaking. Remember to have an awareness of your surroundings. See the splendor that is being shown to you and utilize this energy to support your own transformations. And by all means, allow that beauty to inspire compassion towards yourself. Everybody is on a journey. Be kind. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle. Everyone is. Except maybe the Dalai Lama, because again, he's the Dalai Lama, right? Them enlightened masters and whatnot. I ain't there yet. I'm in the training program, obviously. I'm on planet Earth. Sooner or later, I'm just choosing not to delay that which cannot be prevented. Ascended Master Mal, what do you think? I'll probably get black and purple robes. I'm hoping. Whatever. I'm kidding, sort of. What's our last card down? The Hidden Blessing, the gold hidden within the lead, using the Blessed Bee by Lucy Cavendish. Love this, and as goofy, as riffy as I can be with these cards. This last one down we do for serious. To the best of my ability. To give you that light at the end of the tunnel, a little clue, tip, or hint about what happens when you alchemize this. Just doing your best that you can. Because remember, this ain't just about you. You're helping to heal the world. Please take a nice deep breath. Way of the Spiritual Warrior, Dan Millman. Still point. Okay. One last cough. Clear that throat chakra, pardon me. Still point. As I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, a delegation from all traditions, lineages, and cultures, for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, please, what is the gold hidden within the lead, the light at the end of the tunnel, the blessing that's already in play, in place, written into the script before they even incarnated into these bodies, to give them that guidance, that grace, that love, that wisdom, that power, that blessing that is there for them all along, to help them find the inspiration to alchemize the warrior in the 8th, Carowidwind, Sagittarius, mutable fire on the inner, very throat chakra, choice-oriented, High Priestess on the outer, maybe feeling deeply but not talking about it, which is fine, a solid, stoic, warriorite stoicism does make sense, it's written on the card, expanding their inner power, because they're most powerful when their creativity is given a voice, but they may be holding on that so that they can practice some compassion to themselves and everyone else, as being more about healing than creating some product they can monetize, although that's okay too, but doing it with the authenticity of the wolf, breathing in the splendor and the beauty that is within as well as without. What's the hidden blessing should they do their best? Pantheons of all pantheons, this full to new December 2022. A blessing to lift sadness. Guys, wounded warriors are a thing, and I'm not just talking about from the armed forces, although obviously that. I was raised by a volunteer fireman, my dad was, right? So I was born like policemen and firemen and just all of that stuff, particularly people in the armed forces. He had a lot of friends who were, growing up, uncles, you know, not non-biological. So I have a huge respect for that, and of course my heart goes out to them, and that's maybe why I'm attracted to a bunch of them, because it's like, you come to here, let the witch help. Snuggle up. Woof. Howl rather than woof with the wolf. It's hard to say. What number are we looking at? Is that a 30 or a 50? That's a 30. It looks like a 5. You know, he's got to have them fancy fonts, you kids and your fancy fonts. Here we go. A blessing to lift sadness. Now, this is about lifting sadness, but we're still going to give it the full impact. And let's see if any goofy slides out. You can always wait till the end. Oh yeah, because as soon as I'm done reading this, it's the end of the reading. But the last 2 or 3 minutes, I release the collective, usually by being goofy. But you never know. Do you? Please take a nice deep breath. Yay, head cold. Still point. Pantheons of all pantheons, please transmit this blessing. Card number 50, a blessing to lift sadness. A blessing to lift the sadness that cloaks you, yet retain the wisdom and lesson it has come to teach you. Sadness is a strange friend, a gloomy mist of feelings that moves through you slowly, softly stilling the growth and dampening the fire within. Sagittarius on the inner. It can feel like a death, this farewell to joy. Yet within its sorrow there await for you great gifts. So when the time comes for sadness to move on, we ask for this blessing to allow it to slowly, softly lift from you. A diver who has been down deep beneath the oceans, and as you rise, may it be slow enough so you can adjust to the happiness that will begin to flower again in your heart. May your breath become deeper. Your smile begin to light up. Your smile begin to light up your face again. May your eyes widen and sparkle with the wonder of all that is about you, like the splendor and the beauty. And may your limbs find joy in movement once again. May you rise, and with that rising bring with you the teachings of the sadness you have experienced, yet be free from the heaviness that has weighed you down so far below that you seem to part from other people. High Priestess is the most beautiful woman on earth that no one can touch, because she belongs to the gods. May you rejoin others and find pleasure in company once again, and find solace in this sharing of your experiences. May you not hate the sorrow that came to stay a while, but know its presence brought you something holy, a lasting compassion. for the suffering of others, and the sure knowledge that as you once went below, you shall surely rise. That's Persephone underground. You will certainly rise. For if it comes to stay again, you will not fear its permanence, for it is temporary in its companionship, and you will again become a creature of gladness, to balance the time you have spent within the cave of sorrowful knowledge. Be blessed as the sadness lifts, and when that morning breaks and you feel light and glad and laughter bubble up from within, remember that the wheel turns, and take the joy and shine it out to the world. There's your creativity. Your candle is relit, friend. It is time to brighten all who you meet with the presence of your light. Blessed be. That makes sense for a shadow read right before and during winter solstice, the darkest part of the year. So, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. Blessed be. May your sadness lift. I mean, it's right at the holidays. This is the darkest part of the year. We should all be sleeping and resting, not shopping. Just saying, astrologically speaking. So did it make sense? I think it did to me. And I'm not even an Aquarian, but hit the thumbs up if it did, and help other Aquarians and cross-watchers find it, man, to have a better holiday season, just a minimum. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, do subscribe. I'm not stopping, apparently, though there may be some glitches along the way with jury duty back and forth. We don't know how that's going to roll out, and that's why you want to hit the notification bell, just saying. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link in the description box, very easy to find. I think it's really early on in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal will explain everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal, but perhaps we're afraid to ask. And certainly if you want the deeper dive, me every morning in bathrobe on the couch, using the laptop, cup of coffee, talking about the day's astrological weather, blah, 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 blah. Lots of cool stuff. Go check it out on Patreon. I love it. I really do. It is my way of my power being expressed in this world, right? Seriously. I am my most powerful. My creativity is given a voice, and Patreon has allowed me to do that. So blessed be Patreon, and go check it out if you like. Otherwise, please remember, my aqualungs, my aquariums, I'm here for you. I take clients all the time. Clients come first. And in this situation, if not me, reach out to someone. Hang in there. Have at it. I love you. And have a happy holiday. I'm here for you. Al, farewell, and blessed be.